Welcome to episode 1 of the Hometown Marketing Podcast.
And now,
welcome to the Hometown Marketing Podcast, where I walk you through how to build a successful business in your small community. I'm your host, Leanne Tyson. Today, I wanted to talk briefly about why I decided to start the podcast. Basically, the podcast is aimed at small businesses in towns of under 15,000 people. And the reason I chose that number was very strategic. The way you market in a small town like that is very different than in a larger community. In those smaller communities, as you know a lot of people, and it's just more of word of mouth. Your advertising options are a lot less expensive. There's a lot less competition. And it just really is a totally different way to get new business and build your business. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to focus in on that small town marketing. My plans are to alternate episodes, one time giving you tips and how to do a specific task in your business with regards to marketing each week. And then the next week would be an interview with a successful business in a small town. So I already have recorded next week's episode with the Mercantile out of Pendleton, South Carolina. We had a delightful chat, and I can't wait to share that with you. So be sure to subscribe. So today, I just really wanted to talk about why I started with podcast and go over just basic foundations for your marketing business. So there are some, like building a house, you're going to have to grade the land and make sure it's all level and just the way that your plans are going to build on there. And you're going to start with your foundation. So marketing, there are some basic foundations that you really want to take care of. First, you want to very clearly know what you do and what you offer. You want to have that written on paper. You want to be very specific and very targeted. A while back, my dad went to a business course for his farm, and that was one of the very first exercises that they had him complete. Exactly what they did and who do they serve. Think of it as your elevator speech. I'm sure you've heard that phrase before. If you could sum up what you do in 2 to 3 sentences, what would that be? Read it to yourself aloud. Share it with others. Does it sound right? Does it flow off your lips easily? Memorize it. Make sure you can repeat it quickly without thought. You want to sum it up so well that your raving fans can easily repeat what you say. I have one organization that I interact with. With every time you ask them what they do, you get a totally different response. This is really not good. You need to be able to repeat it over and over again so that when that message is transferred to someone else, they know quickly and easily. All right, the next part of your foundation is knowing your ideal customer. You can serve a lot of people with your business, but you've got one potential customer that is your ideal. They're the delightful people that you enjoy working with. Who do they look like? How do they act? What do they do for a living? Where do they spend their money? Where do they hang out? You should be able to clearly paint this person in your mind. This is not the same thing as your target market. They might be a part of your target market, but this is your ideal customer. Your target market is broad. Your ideal customer is if you only sold to one person who is the best person. What do they look like? Where do they hang out? Where do their kids, if they have children, what kind of activities and things are their kids involved in? So what happens is when you identify this ideal customer, anytime you write a marketing message, you need to act like you are talking directly to them. It's going to make your messaging flow a lot easier. And it's going to be, when they see your messaging, they're going to be like you're talking right to them. And this really, really attracts others to you as well. You should also, of course, identify your target market. Again, this is broader. What kind of person or group is most attracted to what you have to offer? And you need to put all this on paper. Again, keep it all in front of you at all times when you're doing anything marketing related, or even if you're thinking of new products to offer. 2 people can offer the exact same service or product, but relate to very different markets. You can look at your existing clients, especially repeat clients, to help in this instance. So you want to also identify where these folks gather both online and offline, whether they have children's activities, whether they have hobbies. You can use different marketing strategies to reach each of those areas. All right, so we've talked about your ideal client. We've talked about your target market. Now you need to look at all your printed materials and everything online. I call this polish and update. Look at it all. This includes your website, your social media. They all need to look like they go together. Your website doesn't have to be fancy, but it does need to look professional and be a reflection for your business. So what you put on social media, your business cards, if you have a brochure, your social media header images and profile images, do they all sort of flow together? They don't have to be exactly the same thing, but they need to flow together well. A good thing to do is to go look at other websites that you like and tweak your look and feel to match or be similar. If you don't know where to start, you can Google by your industry. So if you're a baker or a bakery, you could go in there and type in bakeries, small town bakeries, or bakeries in neighboring town, city, or state. So you could just do bakeries in, say, Georgia, and it would pull up the top results there. So that would be an easy way to do that. Or you could just pick a big city, like we could do bakery in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I do have a couple of quick online design tips with regards to website. But this also holds true a little bit on long form social media. Like if you were to do a long post on Facebook, break large paragraphs into quick, easy to read bullets or smaller paragraphs. Add some pictures. Add a stay updated sign up box so fans can get emails. And I recommend MailChimp for this. It's small, it's free for small lists, so it's a great option. Does your email address match your domain name? It should. It's a sign of professionalism. Now, a lot of people I've seen, they will have a Gmail email address, and that is perfectly fine. But what you need to do is get your matching emails to your domain name. So Ilian Tyson at iliantyson.com is mine, and it happens to forward over to my Gmail because I enjoy Gmail due to its simplicity. And then when I send mail from my personal Gmail account, I can send mail as Ilian Tyson at iliantyson.com, and it is all professional. So I highly recommend. It's not hard to do. It just takes a couple of steps. Your social media profile should also coordinate with your website. This is part of your branding. Use similar colors, logos, and images. With Facebook's layout, you can take a great photograph and add to your header image. You can do that for events. You can also do that over in LinkedIn. If you use LinkedIn, Twitter also will let you do that. Pick one image that sets the stage for what you're about and get some new pictures if needed. Don't forget to look at your business cards and other promotional material. They should coordinate with your site and profiles as well. I like to use Vistaprint a lot for business cards. They're affordable. All right, so that's pretty much a sum up of your foundations. Looking professional, similar messaging, identifying your ideal client, and then getting your target market. So I hope that this has been very helpful for you, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future. You can drop me a line at iliantyson at iliantyson.com and let me know if you have enjoyed this information, and I would love for you to share our podcast with your friends and other business associates. So until next time, you have a fantastic day. Thanks for tuning in today. We're exploring small town America and want to share fantastic small business success stories. Please share us with your friends and be sure to leave us a review. To submit a suggestion for future guests or topics, please go to iliantyson.com/podcast. Thank you and see you next time.